Welcome back, everyone. Wow, congratulations to Carlos Yulo for becoming a two-time Olympic gold medalist. First he won the floor exercise, and today he won the vault. Really incredible work. I put together a deep analysis of Carlos's floor and vault work for those that want to take a closer look at the two events that he's now Olympic champion on. Let's get started. Welcome back, everyone. Today I'll be analyzing the super clean and dynamic vaulting of Carlos Yulo from the Philippines. I will also include my analysis of his parallel bar and floor routines, and I believe he's always in medal contention on these events. Last year at the 2023 World Championships, he had a hand slip on the vaulting table and ended up landing on his back. If your feet don't touch the ground first on your landings, you receive a 0 vault, and that's the score he received. In my opinion, this freak accident is the only reason he didn't medal, as he was a favorite in the vault. The more I watch Carlos, the more I appreciate his very clean and meticulous execution of his skills. He always makes an effort to be as exact as he can, and he pays a lot of attention to the small details of his gymnastics. Let's get started with the analysis. His two main vaults are a handspring double pike front flip with a half twist or Risi Guan, and his second main vault is a double twisting Kazamatsu or a Lopez, which is actually a triple twist from the springboard to landing. In the past, he's also done a handspring double front tuck branny out or Dragulescu, and a handspring pike double front as well. He does all these vaults with really clean execution. This is his handspring pike double front with a branny out to a stuck landing. This is also one of the most difficult vaults being done today, with one of the highest difficulty ratings as well. He gets on the vault table very close to the front of the table, fast and early. He has a low block angle, just like a pole vaulter, and pushes the vault table on the way up from the springboard. His body is very tight like a pencil and not loose like a noodle. This tight body position allows him to block or push the horse away through his shoulders. This is the pinnacle of his height. He finishes the first flip in a slightly tighter pike position and only about 6 inches lower than he started his flip, as his green line is the same height as before the flip. He initiates his branny or half twist very early in this vault. When he starts his twist, the body has to open up a little bit in order to complete the twist. This slows the rotation of the flip down a little bit, so it's always better to twist as late as possible to avoid stalling out the flip. In multiple flips, it's very difficult to psychologically be patient enough to twist later. Instinctively, the body wants to twist. I believe if he could initiate the twist later, he'd stand up straighter in his landing. When he maintains good flip speed and rotation, he can kick out of his vaults very easily. Here's a closer look at the pre-flight. This is a very vulnerable place to have a leg separation in vaulting, and his execution is incredibly clean here. He maintains his great form with his legs straight and together. Here he starts to twist a bit early and does have a slight leg bend here, but again, remember, this is slow motion and this all happens incredibly fast. In his pre-flight, he keeps his head back and looks at the vault through the completion of his block. Now, when he brings his chin to his chest to start his flip, he will accelerate his flip rotation. If he were to bring his head up too early, it would stall the rotation. This slight leg bend happens very close to the landing and could be interpreted as preparation for the landing. Remember, this is happening very fast. Now let's take a look at his double twisting Kazamatsu. A Kazamatsu already has a full twist in it, so a double twisting Kazamatsu really is made up of a triple twist. This is one of the more difficult vaults being done today, with a difficulty rating of a 5.6. He hits right in the center of the springboard to generate good power. Very much like his front vaulting, he gets on the vaulting table very fast with a deep block angle, and he's very near the front of the vaulting table. He has a micro leg separation here. It's even small and slow motion. Unlike his front vaulting, where both hands block equally, his left arm is reaching out and doing most of the pole vault-like blocking with help from the other arm. This is his body angle after one twist. Excellent form in the air with legs tight together and pointed toes. After completing his second slightly faster twist, his flip only rotates about 90 degrees. In his final twist, his body has much more flip rotation than the first flip as he focuses on the landing. Look how tight his body is here. It's just like a pencil spinning. There's no torque or break in rhythm. Very nice. Here we look head on at how high he is and how perfectly vertical he is. Now the more twists you do within your flips, the more off axis your body tilts to handle the torque, as you can see here. It's a little like a gyroscope. As the flip rotates and completes the 360 degrees, the axis corrects itself and lands very squared off, and in this case right on the center line. Really well done. Let's go back and look at the height of his vault. This is a side-by-side of Hak-Seong Yang, considered one of the best vaulters in history. Now the perspectives are both different, but Carlos's height is very similar. Really exceptional height from both of them. If he's ever having a tough day, he can always choose to do a tuck double front branny out or a Dragulescu, and he'd still be competitive. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video and got some value out of it. His most common mount has been a double layout full out or a double layout with a full twist. His execution is beautiful in the air, and he does this skill very easily. I believe he can easily add 1 or even 2 more twists to the skill, doing a double-double or even a triple-double eventually. Even on takeoff, his form is very tight and clean. He spots the floor after his first flip and starts his full twist. It may be hard to see here, but he sees the floor, and he is 3/4 into his twist. With a half flip left, he's completed his full twist and stylishly opens his arms out to the side to prepare for landing. Now he's thinking stick the landing at this point. This is a side-by-side comparison with Olympic champion Alexei Nemov. Alexei is considered one of the cleanest tumblers of his time. Both have clean takeoffs. They both actually spot the ground here. Carlos has completed more twist at this point, and he stylishly places his hands by his side. And he completes his twist and he's squared off for the landing very early, and that gives him more time to focus on sticking. And even when Carlos doesn't stick, it's normally just a small hop anyway. I would say Carlos sticks this skill more than half the time. Here's a look at some of his front tumbling. A double twisting layout front to a layout front. Here's a high powerful hurdle, really clean and tight form in the air. He spots the floor right here in preparation for his punch into his layout front. And his layout front just soars with his arms to the side in elegance. Very nice. This is a back layout with 1.5 twists into a double twisting layout front flip. I don't see him use this as often as he's upgraded his routine. Here's his back 2.5 twisting layout punch straight into his 2.5 twisting layout front flip. Wow, look how clean he is in the air. The challenge with these combinations is to get the proper timing and bounce after the 2.5 twisting back to punch directly into the 2.5 twisting front. Here's a side-by-side comparison with Kenzo Shirai, who's regarded as one of the best twisters in gymnastics. Carlos starts his twist slightly earlier. They finish their twist almost identical. I would say Kenzo has completed slightly more of his twist at this point, but they both spot the ground and set up for their punch into their next skill. They both connect with the floor well, but they also have their feet slightly crossed for a slight form deduction, and they land very similar. Here's his piked double front branny out, or piked double front with a half turn. He does this skill so easily and with such great form. Just really nice to watch. Now he adds his double pike front in an upgraded combination. Look at the distance he travels here. It's like a pole vaulter traveling across the floor at a very high rate and sticking his feet into the floor and launching upward. Carlos is very well known for his focus on controlling his landings. His legs are tight together and he pulls his arms into his body to accelerate his twist. Here he spots the floor in preparation to punch the floor before his double pike. So cool, beautifully done. All through this skill, his legs and feet are glued together and he has such great timing and control. He does make this look easy. Even on this landing, he tries to move his feet as little as possible. This is a layout front full into a 2.5 twisting layout front. In multiple twisting front tumbling, it's very common to go off axis like this due to the way the gymnasts torque their arms to accelerate their twist. This is a side-by-side of Kenzo and Carlos. Carlos does a layout full where Kenzo does a tucked full. This full twisting front simply sets up and accelerates the twist in multiple twisting frontward skills. There's a lot of technique going on here. Their left arm is held out away from the body so they can wrap it in close to their body and accelerate their twisting. Neither one of these gymnasts go that high, but they spin incredibly fast. Here's a triple full for a side pass or a backflip with a triple twist. I would say he sticks this more than half the time. He does this from a roundoff and not a roundoff back handspring. The current generation is much more accepting of doing skills out of roundoffs. Really clean form here. Here's a long reach on his roundoff, deep block angle. It's easy to over-rotate your flip in twisting skills, so a deeper block angle helps to stall the flip in twisting skills so you don't over-rotate. He opens up easily out of this triple full. This makes it no surprise that he sometimes does a 3.5 twisting backflip for a dismount. This bumps up the value from a D to an E. Even this is pretty comfortable for him, as he also does a 3.5 twisting backflip immediately punched to a branny or a front flip with a half twist. This is an upgraded combination. And so cool, he has such good form on this with his legs glued together throughout this whole sequence. Carlos has many skills and combinations to choose from when he constructs his floor routine. I look forward to seeing what he puts together for the Olympics. He is definitely a medal contender on the floor and really does some of the cleanest and most elegant tumbling in the world. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video and got some value out of it. Always feel free to like and subscribe to my channel, as this will notify you when I release new videos. You can also leave any thoughts you might have in the comments. Thanks again, and until next time, rock on!